Welcome to NET Vapor Reviews. Today's review is new products from Vaporesso. And today's product is called LUXE 80S and LUXE 80. And here they are. This is the 80S and this is the 80. The difference between them is the mod, not the pod. These two hold 5 mil with the GTX coils. Absolutely delicious flavor from them both. Top fill, as you're going to see in the close-up, very similar. It's exactly the same as the GTX80 that I reviewed. Yeah, very similar, and I mean it's exactly the same. Maybe it's a bit bigger, I'm not sure. Well, I think it's exactly the same, the pod. But the mods, this one is an 18650 battery. Yeah, 18650, and the display is a very nice Vaporesso display. It's very similar to exactly the same actually to the Swag PX80 that I reviewed. Let's switch this on so we can see it. Yeah. So, but this is like a floating type of screen, but this is a more traditional display. Right, this is also an 18650. This one here is a built-in battery, 2500 mAh, same display, yeah, and the same options that we're going to see in the close-up. The pods are identical, but the mods are different. Now, on this mod over here, you get this crocodile, what they sent me, Vaporesso. It's a very nice crocodile or skin leather, the way you, I don't know, it's like padded a bit. But on the other side, you get the panel with a roaring gorilla. Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's to everyone's cup of tea, but I suppose you can change the panels and put yourself another panel. Now, another thing, in the close-up you'll see that I put in this from Wotofo, the smart coil that I've got in a moment on the GTX80. This is the smart coil, the mesh coil that I re-wick on occasion, and it works beautifully. Now, if you watched my review in the past on the LUXE Q pod, it is not much smaller than this LUXE 80 with a 2500 mAh battery, and this has got 1000, holds 5 mil against a pod that you can't change your coil. So this is a major upgrade indeed. Yeah. So let's go to the close-up and then we'll talk about it a bit more. Right, so let's have a look at the new Vaporesso LUXE 80S and LUXE 80. The difference between them is this takes an 18650 and this is a built-in battery. Everything else is more or less the same, except for the size, of course. But let's have a look let's have a look at the S first. SSS, the leak resistant technology, 18650 battery, Type C charge, and the famous GTX coil compatible. So let's have a look at the back. And here you got the specifications, the dimensions, 128.05 by 26.53 by 42.4 millimeter. Pod capacity is 5 mil, and here you got the GTX coils 0.2 and 0.3. Yep, 45 to 60, and one is 32 to 45. 18650, output 5 to 80 watts, Type C, and display screen. And here you get what you get in the box. Right, so let's have a look first at the LUXE ATS. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Right. So here I assume we've got the manual. And here you got again the specifications and exploded view. Yeah, you can freeze the screen so you can have a good look. And obviously it's the same as the LUXE Go 80 in regards of pods. How you put in your liquid, you got that cap, we'll go through that in a minute. And here you've got user instructions. Now over here it gives you the settings. So it tells you also about the coil, charge the battery. It's a fairly fast charging, and it tells you also the percentage of the battery when you charge. And here you got the system power on off. Okay, we'll go through that in a minute. We'll just keep this here for reference if we need it. And here you got all your protections you need from the mod itself. Okay, so let's carry on. Laser anti-counterfeiting label, and that's it. Okay, now let's look at the device. Quite nice, like some kind of alligator skin maybe. It's got like a soft touch. This is the front, up and down, power button, the USB. Now look at this display here. This is some kind of gorilla. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's for everyone's taste, but and here you open to put in your 18650. Yeah, so we'll do just that. And here I've got Golissi S26. So you obviously it's marked inside. It's very hard to see over the black, but plus is up and minus is down. And you get the Vaporesso display. Yep. So this is a fairly strong magnet, so it ain't gonna move nowhere. Bit of a fingerprint surface, like a shiny. But this looks very nice. I like it. And the pod we've seen in the LUXE Go. Yeah. And it's roughly, I would say, the same height, but this is a box mod. Now I've got obviously a coil in here. Now in here I've got the smart coil from Wotofo, and we'll check to see if this works on this one as well. But if it works on this, there's no reason why it shouldn't work on this one. On the review on the LUXE Go, I didn't mention the fact that this actually is compatible, but I left it in the comments. But the pod itself is exactly the same. So the difference between the Go and the LUXE ATS is the mod, not so much the pod. But it's the mod. Yep. Now this is obviously fixed. Yeah, you can't separate this. And I tried to separate this from the mod because I would love to use this mod with other tanks. But no, I mean, I don't want to break anything, but I tried quite a few times to open this and it doesn't budge, so I don't think this can be separated from the mod. So you can only use it with a pod supplied. Okay, so let's have a look. I don't want to put in a coil because we're going to press here quite a few times. So 3 times on and off. If I press the plus and minus, you come to your settings. So this is a variable wattage, variable voltage, and this is smart variable wattage. That's what we're going to use. And we'll just press on. So like this, it recognizes what coil you put in, and it will give you the wattage accordingly. And here you got the S highlighted. Now on the display, you've got the puff counter, you've got here the ohms, the voltage, and it'll tell you the best wattage for it when we put in the coil. And obviously here the wattage, and it goes very fast indeed, all the way up to 80. Doesn't round robin, no. So you have to do it manually, but it goes very, very fast indeed. Now to lock and unlock, you press the power 3 times. So actually on and off is 5 times. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Has it locked it? Let me try this way. Yeah, locked. And unlocked. So 5 times on and off, 3 times lock and unlock. And let's go back to the settings. So what else you've got? You've got the puff counter, you've got themes. Now let's go to themes, and we've got green, blue, pink. So let me choose blue. Yeah, and default and exit. So there you go. That is the settings for the mod. Now we'll put this aside and let's have a look what else you've got in the box. You've got 2 coils, and this is a mesh coil, and yeah, can't see. We'll open this one, we'll see what this one is all about. Here we go. This is the 0.2 mesh, 46 to 60 watts. So obviously this is the 0.3 ohm. Yep, 32 to 45 watts. So we're going to use I'm going to use the 0.3. Okay, and you get a USB-C cable. That's that. So now let's have a look at the LUXE 80. So we'll put this aside. So I think the LUXE 80 will go through very quickly indeed, because it's more or less the same idea, just this is a built-in battery. So you go again, the leak resistance technology. This is 2500 mAh Type C GTX. Now the major difference between them is the size. I mean, this is tiny, beyond the ordinary. Yeah. Now let me just look at the back of the 80. So like this, we can see the specifications. 111.1 by 28 by 39.4 millimeters. This is a very small device. Pod capacity 5 mil as well, and that is a plus because the Go 40 had only 3.5 mil. Yeah, and again you get the same coils, and battery capacity 2500, 5 to 80 watts. Yep, same idea. So let's have a look at the mod, because that's what's the difference here. So again, the same thing you will get with the 80, not S. Again, the same idea, all the same. Yeah, more or less everything exactly the same. This actually, I just want to put this in here. I don't want to mix them up. And you get 2 coils as well. Same idea. 0.3 mesh. That's what we're going to use. And this is the 0.2 mesh. Yep. So let's have a look at this one. Now look at the difference in sizes. So let me put this away. First of all, on this side, yeah, it's like a leathery feel to it. It's like the Vaporesso the GTX, I think it was called. We'll talk about it on top. I'll bring it with me so like this I can compare it. But look, this is a very nice wood effect. Very nice, actually. And here you've got some kind of 2500. So this is the same idea, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 built-in battery. So 3 times lock and unlock as we did before, and here if you press again you come to the same. It says exactly the same menu, so we won't go through that. And again you got the same display, the ohms, the voltage, and it's on. Oh, let's change it to smart on, so at least I don't get confused between them, and that's it. And again it goes up all the way up to 80. It doesn't round robin. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I just want to check to see if the coil, before I put in liquid in here, I just want to see. So this comes off and this is your base. Yeah, very similar to the Go. Yeah, exactly the same. It's just a different style mod. That's all there is. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the smart coil from Wotofo. I already changed the wick. This is a bit like a rebuildable, obviously. I'll just take a tissue just in case there is some leakage here. I hope it would not spill out. I really hope not, and I'll keep it sideways, so hopefully it shouldn't leak. Whoop, it is leaking. Okay, what don't we do for experimental, right? So let's put this in, and very quickly we'll put this in here, and let's see what happens. See, recognized it. 0.35. Yep, and it recommends 40 watts. Let me just give this a quick fire. Open up the juice flow, the airflow. You see it's the same as before. The airflow is done by turning the pod. Yeah, let's give this a quick vape. At least we'll enjoy something out of this coil. So it's obviously compatible. Okay, let me put this back before I lose all the juice in here. Okay, right, we'll deal with that later. I just wanted to show to you on camera that it does work. Let me just give this a quick wipe. All right, so now what we have to do is prime the coil. So which one we said we're using? The 0.3, I think. Yeah, this is it. Now, the juice I'm using for this, one of the guys in the office has bought TVP, Shake 'em Up. This is strawberry and banana milkshake. Now, I tasted this when he got it, and it had too much banana for me. I wanted to taste the strawberry. So he said you have to allow it to steep, and you'll get a bit more of the strawberry. So I hope still, well, it smells a bit less banana-y, yeah? And you can smell more of the cream, the milkshake, the milk type of, you know. So we'll try it on this device and see if the strawberry comes along. I really hope it does. It's not my juice, but I thought of buying it. But if it's only banana, I'm not so crazy on banana only flavor. So what you do is you simply plug and play, yeah, and here you put in your juice by untwisting, like the same as the Go. Yeah, very nice mechanism. And here you got a little membrane for you to put in your juice, and this holds 5 ml. So this is it holds a lot of liquid, but like the Go, it's a very compact design. Okay, that's enough. And that's it. Then you just put it in, and it's a 0.3 ohm. That's what it is, and recommended wattage. So I'll put this aside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to also prime this one with this liquid here, berry twist, the same method, and we'll talk about it on top on both devices. So for you, it'll be just 1 second. Right, I lost a bit of juice while trying to put in this coil. Yeah, all right, but it works perfect. It's back now in its rightful pod. Yeah, was it off? Yeah, it was off. But it does seem to work on both pods, on both these tanks. Right, so let's talk about this now. The mods. The pods is not, well, it's 5 mil GTX coils. We all know what good flavor GTX coils got. Actually delicious. That also this one uses the GTX coils, the GTX80. These coils last quite surprisingly quite a few days without a problem at all. The flavor is absolutely spot on. Now let's talk about these mods. You've seen in the close-up, there is all the settings, the variable wattage, the smart wattage that I'm using actually. It just makes life easier when you got smart wattage. You never get confused. You wouldn't fry a coil. If you put in a bigger or smaller coil, it adjusts itself. Now, the only con I can call this, well, I understand Vaporesso about this con. This mod, you can't really use with other tanks because this section here is fixed. I tried every which way to take it off. It doesn't say anywhere if it can, is it connected with a 510 or is it one unit? But it seems to me, unless I'm mistaken, that this is one unit. It just wouldn't budge. I don't want to break it, right? And same goes for this mod here as well. Now, in contrast, the Swag PX80, you can get an adapter and use this with any mouth to long RTA. You can get a 510 adapter. So that is great because I love this mod. But when you compare the sizes, they're more or less the same, but look how petite this is. I've got here the Gen Nano, the baby Gen, right? Look at the size. it's exactly the same. Yeah. This I could use with any tank. Yeah. And this is 2000 mAh. Both have got the Axon chip. They all have the Axon chip. Very reliable, very fast firing. I mean, you just touch it and it's, therefore when you put it in your pocket, always switch off. So you can't really use these mods with any other tanks or pods. Yeah, that is a con in a way. But the plus here, that if you want a compact sub-ohm tank, for instance, if you remember, I reviewed once the Vape Wire Ice. This is a very nice tank, a sub-ohm tank. You drop in your coils, very innovative coil replacement mechanism, right? But this is old school. I mean, look at the difference between the two. I mean, you can see the difference in size, in weight. This is so much smaller, more compact, holds the same mil as this one, 5 mil, without bubble glass, without all the bass and the coil. It's just so much more compact. The mouthpiece is just as comfortable. To put in your juice, you just semi-twist and it lifts out. I mean, this is, when I reviewed a similar tank after this Wire Ice, I compared them both and I said, this is the modern sub-ohm tank. This is old school. It's very good, but old school. I mean, you can tell the difference. So there is a bit of a drawback that you can't use these mods, and that is a bit of a great shame, unless there is an adapter that you put in here, and then you put your tank, but then the whole, I'm not sure if there is such a thing, but as it stands now, as I've got in my hand, you can't use it with any other. Now, the feel of these mods are super comfortable. Super comfortable. It's nearly as rounded as the Org Vape Foxy 1. You know, that feel good in your hand type of feeling. It is very much the same style. All rounded, no sharp ends. This is very soft and a bit of cushioned, as well as this, the 80. And this is very similar to the same pattern here. Is it leather? I think it is. Well, it looks the same type of material. It's just very nice mods. It's just a bit of a shame that I can't use them with my mouth too long. This would have been ideal, because the sizes is perfect. I mean, I love these single 18650, so comfortable in your hand, so compact. Unless they come up with something that I could use it with another tank, I can't see how. I mean, unless they put here an adapter maybe, then that'll increase the height, so it'll look like this. A bit too big. Anyway, that's one thing I've noticed. What else could I tell you? These are the bays, no leaks, as this got this, what's it called, this SSS leak resistance. Now I'm going to show you now a photo that I received from Vaporesso to show you what is it all about, the SSS leak resistance technology and red ring. So like this you could see for yourself. What else could I tell you about this? Well, comfortable, compact. I mean, look how compact this is. 5 mil, superb coils. Now, the airflow can be configured to a very good RDL, restricted direct lung. They're both the same, the pods. So the airflow is not, when I reviewed the GTX0.3ohm, the airflow on the 80 was more sort of open, and the GTX40 was more restrictive. This, between the two pods, the 80, the LUXE 80 and the 80S, is exactly the same pod and exactly the same airflow. But if I close the airflow halfway down, it becomes a very nice restricted direct to long vape. So let's talk about, finalize this review. I am very impressed with these kits. First of all, the comfort of the mods. It's quite advanced mods with the Axon Chip. They've got the smart wattage, both configured in smart wattage. You've got everything you need except for temperature control, but these are PODMODs. Yeah, there's no temperature control on PODMODs. The unique points here is extremely compact size, 80 watts PODMOD device. Yes, this is especially very compact. If you look Q, this device here, that I quite often use it. I've got in here the Turkish tobacco from Bessig Liquid, a naturally extracted tobacco. This is more of a mouth to lung type. This is direct to lung. If I didn't mention it, these two are absolutely direct to lung. You cannot vape this mouth to lung. No. Even fully closed. No way. But the size is not much bigger. Yeah, not much bigger. So this is a fair big upgrade from this LUXE Q pod. Yeah. The LUXE 80S is altogether much more suitable for a lot of vapors because you've got an external battery in it. So this eventually after a year, 2, 3 years, I'm not sure how many recharges it can take, but eventually it will go. Take you years, I assume, but this one is an 18650. And you could always take with you a fresh 18650 and replace it. Here you need to recharge it. Now when you recharge it, you can see the percentage, how much you need to recharge it still. It's very fast indeed. A USB-C charge, as we've seen before on the specs. I'll put all the specifications below, but we've seen it in the back of it, so we went through it. I don't have to go it again, but I'll put it anyways down below in the description. As all, these are very nice, compact, very comfortable to hold, top flavor from the GTX coils, that they last you surprisingly long. Holds very decent amount of liquid, 5 mil. Airflow is very nice, could be configured to an RDL, but not mouth to lung, not MTL. Direct to lung and restricted direct to lung. That's what it is. Easy filling mechanism, highly compatible with all GTX coil, including the RBA coil. That's what I want to get. The SSS leak resistance that we spoke about, and top filling system, Axon Chip with best wattage recommendation. All in all, as Vaporesso described it, luxury on the go. Luxury on the go, and I think I put that in the title as well. It does feel good, feels quality. I love this mahogany wood, whatever it's called. Very nice. You can go on Vaporesso. There's various colors, combinations. Vaporesso.com. Yeah, all in all, very nice little two devices for all of you who like to direct to lung on a stock coil. We all want those on occasions when we go out. Not always we have an RTA available, fully wicked. So these are perfect for rebuildable vapors, but those who vape stock coil, superb indeed. Okay, I want to thank Vaporesso for sending me these devices to review. Thank you for watching. I hope it was helpful, and until next review, take care, enjoy your vape. Bye bye for now.